So today, we're going to get a report from the Treasury. The government's publishing its economic analysis. It's looking at the long-term effects of Brexit.
That document will look at various scenarios expected to explore what might happen in the case of no deal. Chancellor Philip Hammond joins us now from Westminster. Very good morning to you, Mr. Hammond. Thank you for your time this morning. Can I just ask you first, Theresa May, the Prime Minister, is obviously trying to persuade people that her deal is the only deal and the right way to go. How do you think her campaign to get people on side is going so far?
Well, look, the Prime Minister's deal has many critics. What we haven't heard, though, is a better plan. This is the only plan available for a negotiated exit from the European Union that will allow us to deliver Brexit in accordance with the referendum decision and protect our economy. And that's what we regard as our principal task.
You saying and reiterating Theresa May's message that it's the only plan doesn't make it a good plan.
It's the best plan available. We've been given a clear instruction by the British people to exit the European Union. And what we've spent our time doing is negotiating an exit that protects the British economy, protects people's jobs, protects British businesses, allows our export businesses to carry on trading with the European Union so that we can carry on seeing rising wages and rising living standards over the years to come. And I think that's what the British people want. They want to leave the European Union, but they do not want to be made poorer in the process. They want our economy to be protected, and that's what this deal does.
I suspect a lot of people listening to you this morning, Chancellor, given what you know and the studies you've done, and I know these reports, your own analysis is to be published a little later on today, they might well be interested in some specifics. For example, food prices. Are they going to go up or down as a result of Theresa May's deal?
Well, if we're able to deliver the deal that the Prime Minister has negotiated, we shouldn't see any impact on food prices at all. There'll be no tariffs on products coming in to the UK. And both sides have made a commitment in this agreement that we reached on Sunday to work to minimise any frictions at the border. So we should see no material changes at all.
And if there is no deal, if I may, just on the food price issue, because sometimes it's helpful to be specific about things rather than talk about generalities. In the event of a no deal, the impact on food prices according to your own analysis.
Well, if there is no, we haven't, the figures that are going to be published later today don't go into the specifics of individual commodities, but other people, for example, some of the big supermarket chains, have made statements already about what they expect would happen to products that they import. But it's clear that if we had a no-deal scenario, that would create impediments to trade with the European Union, and anything that creates impediments to trade will increase costs and prices. So it's absolutely clear that no deal would lead to higher food prices.
So you're looking at the generalities of the economy, as I understand it, in relation to these numbers. So can you honestly say that in Theresa May's deal, the economy will be better than it is as we currently stand within the EU?
Of the options available to deliver Brexit, to deliver on the commitment we've made to the British people to exit the European Union, the deal which the Prime Minister has negotiated is the best one for the British economy. Better than a straightforward free trade agreement, even if that were available. Better than being in the EEA. Certainly far better than a no-deal exit.
It remains implicit in what you're saying, and I notice you're phrasing this very carefully, but it remains implicit in what you're saying that you think that remaining in the EU would be better for our economy.
Well, if the only consideration was the economy, then the analysis shows clearly that remaining in the European Union would be a better outcome for the economy, but not by much. The Prime Minister's deal delivers an outcome that is very close to the economic benefits of remaining in, while having all the political benefits of being out. And clearly, people don't only look at the economy, they also look at the political and constitutional benefits of exiting the European Union. That was what drove the decision in the referendum vote.
There's a lot of scaremongering going on at the moment about what happens in the event of a no-deal Brexit. And you're amongst those talking about how dreadful the economy could become and how difficult things could be for people. Why are you trying to scare people?
I'm not trying to scare anybody, and I reject the term scaremongering. If the government wasn't doing anything about the possibility that we could leave the European Union in just 4 months' time with no deal at all, if we weren't making any preparations, I'd be on this programme and you'd rightly be attacking me for not preparing Britain for a possibility which clearly could happen. And in that case, we know, for example, that there will be significant delays at the Channel ports because customs procedures will have to be introduced where they don't exist now, and that will slow down the flow of vehicles and therefore the flow of goods coming into Britain and going out of Britain. And of course we have to prepare for that. We have to make arrangements that will, as far as possible, minimise any disruption that will be caused by that no-deal exit. And the government's spending a lot of time and actually quite a lot of money on preparing contingency plans, just as a government would do for any possible scenario that we thought was likely to possibly could happen, which would have a negative impact. We have to be prepared.
If I may, can I just ask you a couple of personal questions in relation to Brexit? No, sorry, I didn't mean it. That came out wrong, but you know what I mean.
I'm intrigued. I'm waiting.
Your situation in relation to the vote on the 11th of December, supposing Theresa May loses that vote and it's voted down, are you prepared to say here and now that you will remain a member of her cabinet? Is that a guarantee?
Well, look, you're into hypothetical
well, just like a straight
here.
answer, really.
We're going to go out and we're going to sell this deal. We're going to explain the benefits of the Prime Minister's deal to the people of Britain. We're going to show them how it is the only way to deliver Brexit while also protecting our economy. And then we're going to appeal
with respect,
to
Mr. Hammond, I hate
to put
it.
the national interest first.
You know how I hate interrupting people, but with respect, if anyone's listening to what you just said, they will only read that one way, which is you will not guarantee that you will quit the government if she loses this vote. You are not prepared to give that guarantee this morning, which people will take to assume that you may well do that.
Well, look, the Prime Minister has said herself that if we don't get this vote through Parliament, we are in uncharted territory. There will be we're in an unknown world, and we'll have to decide how to proceed. But we will sit down. If that were to happen, we would sit down as a cabinet, and I will certainly be there at the cabinet table. We will sit down as a cabinet and decide how best to proceed. And what will guide us is what we believe is in the best interest of the nation.
Hammond, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.